The Night of Motor
Eyewitness weather forecast.
All right, let's get you up to date with the latest on the rain. It's been steady across the Mohawk Valley, but the good news is we're watching the back edge of it now start to move. But you take a look downtown and gray sky. We've had rounds of steady rain, even some flooding concerns with some flood advisories that have been posted. And a flood watch that is posted through 8 o'clock this evening. So we've got the wet weather now, 67, close to the dew point. So when those two numbers are that close, we're really wringing out the moisture here. Winds are westerly at 6 miles an hour. That's where they will be through the overnight. So locally, heavy rain will slowly taper as we go deeper into the evening and overnight. A low temperature around 61. Tomorrow, the story becomes the heat. It's going to be hot by the afternoon, but all in all, not too humid. It's not like it's going to, go away completely. It'll be noticeable, but not as bad. And I think mainly dry. There could be an isolated thunderstorm. We'll show you that coming up shortly. 88 tomorrow. All right, so obviously everyone getting the rain now. So in the 60s here in town, to Marcy, up to Rome at Griffiths at 67. Clinton is at 66 right now. Verona checks in at 68. We've had some flooding concerns across southern Herkimer County. 66 in Ilion, Little Falls, Dolgeville at 64. Down into Otsego County, upper 60s in Hartwick to Cooperstown, Springfield Center. And up north, temperatures are in the mid-60s from Indian Lake to Blue Mountain Lake in the heart of the Adirondacks. I mentioned that flood watch. That's posted through 8 o'clock tonight. Again, we've already had some issues with low-lying poor drainage flooding because it's just been raining. And you can really see here on radar, notice how we're at this little kind of like pivot point. See how the yellows and the reds just kind of hang around Utica, Rome, and the Mohawk Valley here? That is extremely heavy rain west on the thruway towards Oneida and Turning Stone. And this is slowly starting to erode away. So we'll see the steadiest of the rain come to an end. Still have some steady rain falling over parts of southern Herkimer County, where we've had reports of some minor flooding. But you can see, I mentioned that pivot point. Notice how it kind of spins around here a little bit, little area low pressure going by. So once we get that through, we'll see the steadiest of the rain taper off here as we go through the evening. This is a kind of an estimate from earlier, a snapshot, observed rainfall via the radar. So up across portions of western Oneida County, 6.9 inches of rain. Look it out towards Oswego, over 8 inches of rain. Again, radar estimate, 6 inches of rain over parts of the Mohawk Valley. This is from the past 24 hours. So yeah, it's been a little problematic. So the story tomorrow, the heat as it builds. But again, not all that humid. But it will turn muggier again as we go through the week. An overall unsettled weather pattern with another risk of some localized downpours and flash flooding by Thursday. So here's Futurecast, watching the back edge slowly start to swing away. And then we get into the day tomorrow. Look, it's mainly dry, but there's one little shower that tries to develop here as we get into the evening. But I think most of the time, for most of the day tomorrow, it will be rain-free. It's just going to get a little hot. Then I mentioned that risk on Thursday. Notice again, some heavy rain may focus itself over the eastern parts of New York State, the Northway corridor, but even here locally, not out of the woods. This would be for Thursday, so maybe another round of some steady and heavy rain by then. Lots of humidity building back into the area as well. Not too bad tomorrow. Maybe an isolated storm, a high of 88. I think mainly dry Wednesday, too. There could be a brief shower. Better chance of storms. Could be some localized flash flooding Thursday. Storms becoming isolated Friday. As for the weekend, probably the drier half Sunday, with scattered storms more likely on Saturday, and plenty of humidity around right into early next week.
Plenty of rain clouds on that forecast, but luckily the rain held out for the Boilermaker yesterday.
Yeah, it worked out
nice.
Well. We are all a little waterlogged after today, and unfortunately, there's some more on the way.
Oh, boy. Well, grab the umbrella. We'll all be okay.
Yep.
We'll get through it. Thanks, Greg.
You got it.
Let's take a look at what's coming up tonight on News Nation.
Now, your Eyewitness Weather Forecast.
Well, we are all waterlogged here. Enough with the rain, right? Well, we still have some more to get through here as we go through the overnight hours. But the good news is the steadiest of the rain, while it is slowly shifting off to the east, we still have some concern. We'll go over where there is a flood advisory coming up shortly. So leftover rain will slowly taper tonight. And temperatures will end up in the low 60s by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. Most of the day tomorrow will be dry, so a chance to just kind of dry out and in some cases maybe clean up from some of the flooding. 60 now, Old Forge and Inlet with some very heavy rain falling in the heart of the Adirondacks right now. Light rain here in Utica, 63. It's 62 in Herkimer, over to Coldbrook. As well as Lawrence. Springfield is at 60 degrees. So we still have a flood watch. This has been extended now, mainly for areas north and east of Utica up into the Adirondacks through tomorrow. And we still have some heavy rain over parts of Herkimer County, in particular central Herkimer County, where we have a flood advisory. This is in effect until 1:45. So places like Coldbrook and Newport, over towards Fairfield, dealing with some very heavy rain right now and some flooding going on in those flood-prone areas. The reason why is we have this little baby area low pressure moving through, and that's lifting the air. And usually right on the northwestern side of the low, where it tracks, is where you get the heaviest of the rain. And that's exactly what we're seeing tonight. So much of Herkimer County, central, eastern parts of Oneida County, some very heavy rain just to the east of Woodgate and Forestport right now. That's indicated by that red color. As you go down 28 towards Forestport, some rain there, some steadier rain over the heart of the Adirondacks, along Route 28, up through central Hamilton County, down to the south. This is where we have that flood advisory. So Salisbury, Dolgeville, over to Oppenheim, Ephrata, and down towards the Scotch Brush area, some very heavy rain that continues. So here's what to expect. Once we get the rain out of here, it's all about the heat on Tuesday. And overall, it's unsettled, it's muggy, with yet another risk of some flash flooding with some localized downpours probably by Thursday. Not so much tomorrow, not so much Wednesday. Our next round coming in on Thursday. So there's that area low pressure moving through. We get a break tomorrow. That's what you see out over Michigan and Detroit, Motor City. So high pressure comes in, dries us out. Now there might be one quick shower. Watch right here on Futurecast. We get into the afternoon. You see a little blip of green that shows up right there. Maybe a quick shower. Most of the time it's mainly rain-free. Ditto that on Wednesday. Now the heat is going to build on Tuesday, but you know what? It's not going to be like drenching humidity. You'll notice it, but it's not going to be all that bad. Wednesday, there's a chance of a shower, mainly south of 90 as we go into Wednesday. Then we fast forward into Thursday. This is a flood outlook. Notice the yellows, the Northway Corridor up through Saratoga, Warren County. But even here locally, we have the risk of some localized downpours and storms on Thursday. Should be mainly dry tomorrow as highs get well into the 80s. Now outside, light rain and 65. The dew point right there. So you do the quick math on that. That means it's 100% relative humidity, and it's raining. So here's a look at the 7-day forecast. So 88 tomorrow, mainly dry weather. Ditto on Wednesday, although not as hot, 81. And then some more scattered storms and downpours Thursday, becoming more isolated Friday. And it's this every other day pattern we're in here. More scattered storms Saturday, probably a little less on Sunday, but plenty of humidity with highs in the 80s.
That's summertime for you, right?
That's summer, it's July. Here we are, and so it goes, Billy Joel.
If only there was more sun Time to be out in the pool.
Oh, you'll be able to do that too, but you might, get interrupted by one of these downpours. Yeah. Tomorrow especially, I think, is going to be mainly dry, and probably Wednesday too. Awesome. That's good news. Thanks, Craig. After this break, former and future Comets busy at work this week at the New Jersey Devils Development Camp. Brendan Miller joins us for sports when we...
Oh, yeah! Let's go crazy! Eyewitness weather forecast.
All right, let's get you up to date with where the heaviest of the rain is. And we have a flood advisory over parts of central New York. The steadiest of the rain continues to shift away from downtown Utica. But as we look downtown now, cloudy sky and a temperature of 64 degrees. The dew point is right there with it. So that means we are pretty much at saturation. And boy, are we. We're all waterlogged here. We will see the leftover rain slowly taper and kind of wrap up while you sleep. Maybe a little partial clearing, which could mean some areas of fog. Low temperature around 61. And then tomorrow the story is the heat, but it's brief, right? So, yeah, we're going to be upper 80s to near 90 tomorrow. But here's the thing. It's not super duper humid. And I think it's mainly dry, so we will have a chance to kind of dry things out and maybe clean some things up if you unfortunately had to deal with any of the flooding. There's only a very tiny little chance of an isolated shower thunderstorm in the afternoon. High temperature of 88. There we are now in the 60s, Marcy to Utica. 62 in Clinton, Rome, if you want to, at 64. Low 60s at Dolgeville to Little Falls, Norway at 61. Low 60s in Edmiston to Hartwick. Cooperstown is at 63. It's 62 in Worcester. And then up north, we're still dealing with some heavy rain from Indian Lake over to Blue Mountain Lake. Temperatures right around 60 degrees. All right, so there is a flood watch that continues. This should read through Tuesday afternoon, but you can see it's kind of been shaved a little bit, so it's mainly north and east, Herkimer County, down the Mohawk Valley, into Fulton and Montgomery County. It does include Hamilton County as well. We also have a flood advisory. This is new through about 12:45 because we have some minor flooding going on. Newport down to Fairfield, Cold Brook area. We've had some extremely heavy rain moving through this part of Herkimer County, hence why we have the flood advisory. And we'll show you this right here on radar. You can see how the rain continues to pummel sections of central Herkimer County. So that's where we have the flood advisory. So as you make your way towards Frankfort and Ilion, down towards Herkimer and German Flats, Spinnerville to Columbia as well. Paynes Hollow, it's raining now. And then off to the north as well, some extremely heavy rain. Central Herkimer County, that's Route 8 heading to Morehouse, up towards Norway. Poland, some very heavy rain right now. And down to the south, some lighter rain, Cooperstown, Cherry Valley, along 20. But that pivot point, or that axis of heavy rain, will be sliding into Otsego County through the overnight as well. So the heat is on here for Tuesday, but again, it's not all that humid. And overall, it's an unsettled, muggy weather pattern with another risk of some localized flash flooding and downpours as we go into Thursday. So there goes the steadiest of the rain moving on as we go through the overnight. Through the day tomorrow, maybe one quick little rain shower in the afternoon. You can see it right there. And then on Wednesday, too, I think the highest chance for a passing shower would be off to the south, so south of I-90. Then we get into Thursday and Thursday night. This is a flash flood outlook. Notice this yellow shaded area. Eastern New York and the Northway Corridor down to the capital region. But even here locally, we do have to watch for the potential for some additional localized flash flooding as another round of showers and storms arrives by Thursday. So upper 80s tomorrow, but not too humid and probably mainly dry on Wednesday. Not as hot, 81. Better chance of storms and showers Thursday with some downpours again, some localized flash flooding, 82. Storms become isolated Friday, but we're still at risk for these scattered storms right through the weekend with plenty of humidity. Humidity, as I like to say. Weekend, yeah.
You can add that to your weather dictionary, fun weather words.
There you go. I just pronounced it the way it looks spelled phonetically, I guess.
I like it. It's fun.
Humidity.
All right. Well, thanks, Craig. We'll have more Eyewitness News when we come back. Stay with us.